the traditional path. The experiences, confidence. I think the advice that I give to myself would be just lean into the opportunities that you get given. From quite a young age, I remember my mum giving me a card, and it was a bit of a weird card at the time, but it was that one that actually has the quote on there. I think it's Mark Twain or someone. It says, 20 years from now, you'll look back on all the things you didn't do and regret those things rather than the things you did do. And I've actually really lived to that a lot throughout my career. And I think there's been times when I've been scared, I've been not sure, and I've wanted to take the traditional path and do the safe option. But I think the key thing that I'd say to my 21-year-old self, and even though I've done this a lot during my career, would just be back myself more. That it's going to be okay, that you're going to get through it. You're going to have a lot of people tell you you can't do it. You're going to have a lot of people tell you that you're actually not good enough. You're going to have a lot of people tell you that actually I need them to make me successful, when actually the reality is, 21-year-old Sarah self, is that actually they needed you more than you needed them. And so don't buy into that. Don't buy into the fact that everybody was actually just, trying to leverage off your skills and what you were doing, but take advantage of the fact that you're a bit vulnerable and that you were questioning yourself. So back yourself through those moments. It's going to be hard. It's going to be really hard. It's going to be a lot harder than what you actually think it's going to be. But it's actually through pushing through the hard, which is actually where the amazing stuff actually happens. And you'll find yourself in situations where you're not quite sure what to do. You're going to find yourself having conversations with amazing people that you never thought would be possible. Just lean into those moments and actually really enjoy them for what they are. The other thing I'd probably tell my younger self is that the voice inside your head that's constantly telling you you're not good enough is probably a little bit strong. So you are actually good enough and you should just push through, and you will actually make a really big difference to people. Being an entrepreneur is tough. It's not something that at 21 I thought that I was going to do. I actually had a pretty good career in a large mining organisation, and I took a chance and actually leapt out and did that. And the experiences and the life journeys I've been through with that have just been amazing. And so for all the ups and the downs, I wouldn't trade that in for anything else. So it's hard, but you just push through. So one of the things I've said about being an entrepreneur is that the highs are high, but the lows are low. So, and incredibly low. And so there's not just one really low point, there's been lots of low points. And I think in those moments, you're questioning yourself massively, you want to give up. But I think there's always been this bit of fight in me around those people at the start that always told me that I wouldn't be able to do it, and that I was too young to be doing what I was doing. I was only 28, 29 when I left a very stable, very good career to actually start a business, and who was I to actually be trying to consult and tell other people what to do in that space. But I think it was always that little glimmer of there is a better way, and that I can actually get through this, that really pulled me out of those lows. And there was not one low, but I remember 2 years into the business, having to make 37 people redundant in one day because the mining price, the iron ore price crashed, and we had to get rid of a lot of people, and we had to work through that. That was a pretty low day. That happened a couple of times through the industry. Being accused of things that just weren't true, having people take advantage, those kind of things. So I think it was just that glimmer of knowing there's a better way, and having enough confidence to actually want to push through and say I can pick myself up and I can keep going. And I guess there was a healthy bit in me that wanted to prove people wrong, that I could actually do it and I could be successful.